Hello, it's your life coach, Mr. Knight, from Get Inspired and Motivated by Mr. Knight. And today, we're going to analyze what happened to men. Men are not confident anymore. Men are becoming more feminine on a daily basis. Men are not that proud anymore to be men. We're going to try and analyze what happened, how it used to be back in the day, how men used to be back in the day, and how men are in our society today. Now, you see, back in the day, like 46 years ago, men and women were treated and respected based on their laws. Their laws were very clear. A man would go to work and bring a check home and give it to a wife. A wife go buy clothes or food or whatever it is to make sure that everything at their household is well taken care of. Buy food or shoes for kids and all that. And while a man is away working, a wife would stay at home and make sure that everything is good, the house is clean, and when a husband gets back from home, the food is ready, and everybody knew what they were supposed to do. So they were very much respecting each other because they all needed one another. A woman's role was to take care of the house and take care of the kids and make sure there's food ready when the husband gets back home from work. And the husband made sure that the wife had whatever she needed, financially, protection, clothes, and all that. So their laws were very clear. And that's about 40, 60 years ago. And now what made everything turn, what changed everything is the Second World War. So when the Second World War came, men went to fight in Europe, and women stayed back home. So while men were away fighting, somebody had to go work in the factory and make sure that they make bullets, because men were away fighting, and the factories had to keep moving, making bullets and all that kind of stuff. And so women who were supposed to be staying at home, who were used to be stay-at-home moms, now they started to go to work. So when men came back after the Second World War, when they came back, women already had some money. They were earning some money. They are working as well. So now the responsibilities were shifted. So the respect that a woman had for a man started to decline. Because now it's like, I can make my own money. So really, I don't have to depend on you to get whatever I want from you. And of course, from then and until now, things changed. So these days, women are working. Some women, they got better jobs. So it's like you come to a woman, she got her own house, she got her own car, probably have some kids already. But, you know, because you're trying to make something happen, you're attracted to her, she's attracted to you, and you start something, you fall in love and all that. But it's kind of hard to maintain that relationship compared to people who are living back in those days. Because now it's like a woman really, she doesn't really give a, she doesn't really, you know what I'm saying, like she got to be really feeling and so much in love with you to really like stick around and really be with you and take all your negativities or all your not so good ways. Back in the day, the women would try to deal with a lot of stuff, you know. If not saying was a good thing to do, but it's like they had no way out. It's like they had to try and deal with all your weaknesses and negative ways, because they had no way out. So now they got options. So you really have to be a real man to make sure that a woman is going to stick with you, because she is not impressed by anything. She can make her own money to buy a house, to buy a car. So she got to really be in love with you to stick around. So that's one of the reasons why like relationships are really hard to maintain. And that's why it's really hard for a man to really be a man. Because some of these men are not mentally prepared and physically prepared to be strong and stick around and respect the woman, because when they are with somebody who's making more money than them, they're like, now what? I mean, what kind of, you know what I mean? They don't feel like they are man enough. Their ego is not going to allow them to feel like they are man enough because they have a wife or a girlfriend who's making more money than them. And I wish y'all, can try and be strong and know that, you know what, it doesn't matter. Being a man is not about money. It's about your character and the attitude. You can have a wife who's making more money than you and still be a good husband and still maintain the relationship. But unfortunately, it's not easy because there's too much pressure on our society these days when you are married to somebody who's making more money than you. It's just hard to just let it go and feel like a man. But, in this video, I'm just trying to kind of encourage you to understand that being a man is not necessarily making more money. Being a man is doing, taking care of your responsibilities, not only financially, you know what I mean? You can take care of your responsibilities in other ways, emotionally, protecting your wife and make her feel safe and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of men, they even lose it to a point where they're becoming more feminine. They look more feminine now. They're wearing all tight clothes and tight jeans. And it's like they lost themselves. They don't know what to do. Because it's like, women now can do anything they used to do. Women can drive a 16-wheel. They can be drivers. They can do anything these days. So it takes a real man to grasp and understand that being a real man is not necessarily about how much money you make. You can be married to a woman who's making more money than you and still be a good husband. Now, if that really bothers you, if it's a big deal, then do something about it. Like I always say, you know, my channel is all about inspiring people, motivating people to do better in life. So if you're a man and you're married, or you have a girlfriend who's making more money than you, and you think it's going to be an issue because your ego is going to be in your way in terms of how you're going to handle this woman and be nice and respect to them, then find a way to make more money than your wife, because competition can be a good thing if it's a really healthy competition. So then find a way to make more money than her, or don't date somebody who is making more money than you if you have a problem with that, of which I don't think it should be a problem. But today it's definitely a big problem in our society. A lot of men, they don't feel like they're men enough. And they end up sometimes becoming like more feminine, you know, because they feel like, what am I gonna do, you know? But for me, I mean, it's like you're really never been, you are never a real man, because a real man is going to stick to his ground and be a man no matter what. Again, like I said, if he's not making enough money, that is not going to, you know, make her feel small or feel bad or feel like less of a man because our wife is making more money. So, but again, not a lot of people, they see it that way. But that's the purpose of making a video like this, so that people can kind of like, men can kind of like think about it, you know what I'm saying? Think about how they look at things and kind of reflect, you know what I mean? If you are kind of a man who's out there who feel like, you know what, the society has changed so much, women are not that respectful to men because they can do anything, they can take care of any job, and they are sometimes more educated than men and all that, you should change that, you know. If you feel that way, then you should try to better yourself, and that way you never have to feel like you are less of a man. You know, you shouldn't be feeling less of a man in any kind of way, just based on what your wife has accomplished. You know what I'm saying? I hope this video, you learned something from this video. Please comment and like, and remember to subscribe if you like what I be talking about, so that way you'll be the first one to get my new videos. Remember, my YouTube channel is Get Inspired and Motivated by Mr. Knight. Get Inspired and Motivated by Mr. Knight, and check it out. I speak about different things: finances, love and relationship, encouraging you to live a better life, showing you ways how you can become successful in life. And you will be glad that you did if you check out my channel, Get Inspired and Motivated by Mr. Knight. My email is tkrecords@yahoo.com, tkrecords@yahoo.com. Email me if you have any question. And for you men out there who are real men, who are still hanging in there and taking care of your responsibility no matter what, no matter if your wife is making more money than you, no matter if your wife is more educated than you, you're doing what you have to do, you're taking care of your kids, you're advising your kids, you're being there mentally and physically, and you're showing your wife love and everything, no matter how much you might, how bad you might feel inside, you are trying to be a better man and a better husband. Good for you, and keep doing that, and let's build a better world, you know what I'm saying? Because I do not think that 40, 60 years ago, the way things were, they were good in some ways, but, you know, not so good in the other ways, because I feel like, you know, women were not, you know, being treated fairly, you know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody should be able to decide to move on if they have to move on. And it was really hard back then for a wife, if she wasn't that happy in a relationship, to really move on, because again, you know, it was just this, the structure was just, the way the structure was, it was just hard for a woman to just move on if she wasn't happy in a relationship, because You know, she was supposed to be a house stay-home mom, you know. So now they have options, like men have options, which I think is a good thing. So, yes, again, thank you for watching. And like I always say, put God first, people second, and everything else is going to be fine. May God bless you. I'll see you next time. Again, do not forget to subscribe so that way you'll be the first one to get all my new videos. Bye-bye for now. I'll see you next time.